Hello, today is 11/2 of 24 and I am here with a video of what I eat in a day on my keto journey. It is 1:15 and I am now hungry for my first meal. I did have coffee this morning. My husband and I went out for coffee. I had a small iced latte with 2% milk. And I only drank about a quarter of it while we were out. And so then I came home and I mixed the rest of it with my protein powder. So I did get my protein from my coffee in today. So I'm glad for that. So for my first meal, I'm going to try a couple of new things. I'm going to try a new recipe for like a marinara sauce. And I am going to try Good and Gather 3-cheese chicken meatballs. So I think I got these at Target. I'm not sure. They have 160 calories, 7 grams of fat, and 20 grams of protein. So that's in 3 meatballs. I'll probably eat like 4, 5, or 6. It just kind of depends. They are fully cooked. Here they are. This is what they look like in my pan. So they are fully cooked. You're supposed to just reheat them in the microwave. But I want to make them into kind of my meatball bake that I really, really like. So I just warmed them up in the microwave so they're not frozen. And then I can stick them into my oven. So I'm going to add the sauce that I'm making and then some cheese. All right, so this is a pretty simple recipe. I need a 28 ounce can of whole tomatoes, and I'm going to pour those, and try not to get any on my white sweatshirt or sweater. Pour those into like a blender or food processor. And then we need a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Now I'm going to need 2 tablespoons of my red wine vinegar. So since I'm having to dirty my 2 tablespoon measuring spoon, I'm just going to also measure out my olive oil using my 2 tablespoon measuring spoon. So 4 tablespoons equals a 1/4 cup. So I'll just measure this out twice to get that 1/4 cup of olive oil. And then you're just supposed to process this until well blended. I lied. It's not till well blended. It's for 30 seconds, a minimum of 30 seconds. And I'm sure that's to help get things emulsified, to get that oil mixed in with the liquid. Okay, so I've got that done. And it looks like tomato soup. It smells a lot like tomato soup too, which makes sense. Okay, so then we need 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. And then we need a teaspoon of a bunch of ingredients. So we need a teaspoon of salt. We need a teaspoon of garlic powder. A teaspoon of onion powder. A teaspoon of dried basil. A teaspoon of dried parsley. And a teaspoon of dried oregano. And then we need a 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper. And a 1/2 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. And I'm sure this can be adjusted to taste. You know, that's going to add a little bit of spice. And I don't mind spice, so I'm going to put the whole 1/2 teaspoon in. Okay, and then we're just going to blend it again. All right. Okay, I think I actually am going to just like try this before I put it on my meatballs. It's good. I think it's a little too much, maybe red wine vinegar, but it's not bad. I just, next time I make it, I might make it with just a little less of the red wine vinegar. Okay, I don't want to pour all of this on there because I'm not going to use all of it. So I'm just going to kind of scoop some on here. I think that's probably good. Okay, and then I need cheese. Okay, I'm going to get this in my oven. All right, my meatballs are out of the oven. I am going to allow them just to rest for about 3 minutes before I try them. The meatballs have a lot of flavor. You can definitely taste like the cheese in them and the spices. Um, they're not bad, and they have a chicken flavor to them too. They're not rubbery like the Trader Joe's ones. I think they're a good option for like kind of getting more protein and less fat, which sometimes you need, right? So I do think they're a good option for like using as a meatball. Their texture is a little cheesy, like you can kind of like feel the texture of cheese in them. So that might be something that you don't particularly care for, but so much of my food has cheese in it, I don't really mind. For dinner, I had a keto chow. It is the chocolate toffee keto chow that I had, which is really good. It's pretty sweet. It's one of the good ones that I will definitely order again. And then I also had an Okios cherry yogurt and a quarter cup of sunflower seeds. So that's all that I had. My calories for the day are around 1,000, which I'm not worried about. I had more calories yesterday, so it's not a problem that I'm like under the 1,200 today. My protein is right where I want it to be, 136. My net carbs is 30. My fat is 40, which again is under my what I try to get to of 30. I'm sorry, of 65. But I had too much fat yesterday, so it's not a problem. And then my sodium is at 2,600. Again, it's lower than I normally would have it be, but again, I had too much sodium yesterday. Yesterday, I ate quite a bit. So I really just wasn't very hungry today, and I'm feeling, just fine with what I ate. So I had an okay day today. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.